Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me begin by thanking the distinguished senator from Mandera for being very diligent in ensuring that our counties get what is theirs. This Senate, Mr. Speaker, if I remember very well, passed the Division of Revenue Bill, passed the CARA, and the only thing we're waiting for is for the President to assent to CARA. I held an earlier consultation with the Chair of Finance. The only point that I could see that we are differing is that we already have DORA which has already been assented to. So the advisory given by the Attorney General is sound, but I still feel like even that advisory came short of saying the Senate, Parliament, the National Assembly, and the Senate have already passed a law. You cannot bring an argument and say that now because you want to amend a law, you stop operating with the existing law. So, Mr. Speaker, the Cabinet Secretary in charge of Finance really ought to just follow the law and ensure that money is sent to counties. You know, we cannot say we are now setting everything in abeyance until we have a new amended DORA. In fact, this is going to be the first time that people are going to amend DORA. I've sat here, we've never amended DORA. You know, we passed CARA. CARA was passed by the National Assembly. It was just waiting for it to be ascended. So surely, we cannot be sitting here and actually even entertaining a debate of amending DORA. You know, the earlier debate that we had here, when that order was called, is because we know that this House passed DORA, and the law is in existence. So I don't even know why the Finance Committee entertained having this business of saying, let us use Regulation 134. Yet there's an existing Act of Parliament. So, you know, that is the only challenge we have. The only challenge we have, Mr. Speaker. And this is where now we have to argue and to see what will befit us. Is, one, asking ourselves whether, as the law, the Constitution, I believe it's Article 217 or 207, if I'm not wrong, where the share of revenue for the county government shall be released without undue delay or any deduction. Since we passed and we agreed to send 400,001 billion to our counties, if we're having a problem, a shortfall, Mr. Speaker, I don't believe that we are losing the 400 billion. This is going to be now the third quarter or the second quarter. Why don't we release money, and then in the process, if this House and the National Assembly agree to amend DORA, then the money can be reduced. So, Mr. Speaker, apart from arguing that we should use the previous DORA and the previous CARA and also the previous cash disbursement schedule as the law envisioned, let us continue applying the existing law that we passed so that we don't ground our counties to a halt. And you know what is so hypocritical, Mr. Speaker, is that currently the national government is continuing with its own programs. But our county governments are at halt because there's no money being sent to the county governments. So, Mr. Speaker, in summary, I want to beseech my colleagues.
Senator Olekina, I request the two senators standing between the chair and the member contributing to learn very fast to your seats. Continue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for protecting me. So, Mr. Speaker, I think this statement does not require us really to beg. This statement, it should be really a directive to the Ministry of Finance that the law is there. Use the law. We are trying to correct everything. I know there was a problem with the Finance Act, but we should not just be looking at the raising mechanism, but we should also be looking at the expenditure on the other side. So if already there's a law that says send money to counties, send the money to counties. I remember we've been agonizing on this, but I hope that today, when the Cabinet Secretary for Finance appeared before here, he demonstrated that he has got the capacity to be able to lead that department. Finally, Mr. Speaker, on this issue of pending bills that my brother has brought about, I'm happy that you, in your chair, you gave directions, and I hope that we can include that issue of Migori in the existing motion that we passed, that your chair gave a directive that I think in the next week, the cabinet secretary will be coming here to be able to respond to that. Otherwise, I thank you.
Thank you. Any other member commenting on this report should use less than 3 minutes. Senator Chalagay.